Hello. Happy December. How's it going? Oh, gonna get started even though ads are about to start. I'm gonna make a target to shoot the arrows at. Alright. So we did some weird stuff with the bow. Suspect the timeline. Alright. I'm gonna make probably a cylinder. And shrink this down. Look at it. Yeah, maybe 0.75 radius is good. Doesn't need that many cuts. Probably 16 is fine. So, probably like that. Whoa, that looks crazy. Did I just make the target logo? Maybe. Make this one that color. Yeah, maybe we want the edge to be red. Maybe a darker red. Yeah. And that probably. Might be a little big. Hello. How's it going, Fulbaka? Maybe. Thank you for the floof. My Santa hat does not floof, but I'm wearing it because it's December. Alright, let's export models. This will be target. Let's make a new scene. 3D. It was good. Lots of video games and chilling with family and not a whole lot else. We got some snow over the weekend. shovel some snow this morning, but it wasn't too bad. Well, I want to shade auto smooth. Yeah, the snow wasn't too bad. We got maybe a foot total. Change this to a add a health to it. So I have this weird thing that's happening now. So I made this enum that is different damage types. Oh, okay, I see. It's because I didn't add arrow to this. There we go. Just closed the scene I was working on. I'm gonna make this a static body. Shape will be a cylinder. Radius is, what's it, like 0.2 maybe? For the height, I mean, the radius is 0.75. And rotate it 90 degrees. That looks about right. And then, yeah, we want it to just set it to 1. Prefabs, target. Throw this in the bow testing scene. Knocked it on the floor. Okay. So I don't have the ability to aim the bow right now. But let's see. Let's look at the arrow. Type is arrow. Hello, thank you. Hi, New Vale, how's it going? We're working on making it so we can shoot targets. So let's look up a okay, health reach 0. Pick I think we're just gonna do a Q free to see if this works. That's one. Go test. Cool. That works. Not exactly how I want it to work, but so we proved that that's working. Let's go ahead and disconnect that signal. And then okay, let's try something silly here. So we have this projectile script. I'm gonna make a variable pick in target. But then for this one, we're gonna set true. And then we want probably body entered, and then we'll say on damage body area body enter. We'll say if body dot that's the best way to do this. I mean, we could just say if its name is target, but that's actually no. We'll make a special script called arrow target. Say class arrow target and we're basically just going to use the class name. So we'll say var arrow target equals body as target. Actually, let's say if body is arrow target. We don't even need to do that actually. We'll just say velocity equals 0, vector 3.0, and we'll say or no, freeze. And then we throw, yeah, arrow targets on there. So what should happen now? Wrong scene. If I go back to my bow testing scene. Nice. The arrow sticks in the target. I'm gonna scooch the target so it's like directly in line with bullseye. Let's see if we can actually hit the bullseye. A little high. Scooch it down a little bit. Nice. I'm Robin Hood over here. Yes. So theoretically, if I actually, we should probably make it not extend static body. We probably want it to just be a body 3D. And I don't know if we can actually do that. Let's see. What if we just give it a class name and don't extend anything? That might break, actually. Yeah. What if we... There you go. So that shouldn't break. But that will let us use it on rigid bodies or static bodies. And that will let us, like, if we shoot an enemy, we can like stick an arrow in them. So this isn't fully what we want, actually, because we might want it to parent to the thing it hits. We'll worry about that later. Could also have like multiple stacked collision meshes. And so like if you hit the bullseye, it like does something different than if you hit another part of it. But There's a few things that like I'm not entirely sure on stuff that I know how to do in Unity, but not as much in Godot. So like, you can't really see this tab right here, but there's this variable freeze mode that determines what happens when you call the freeze or like set freeze. So you can have it be kinematic or static. So kinematic means that it only moves through code or animation. It's not controlled by the physics system, but it still has like collisions. So it's not affected by gravity or anything. So I guess we said with the kinematic, it'll do more or less the same thing that we have it doing now, where it's becoming frozen. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, it's like resetting it. How many? Strange. Let's reset that back to static. I have an idea. It might be kind of silly, but we drop this in here, and take that, put it here. So we have an arrow that is part of the bow. If in our animation player, what if we here let's just see if that works. It might not. No, the visibility is not. The actual movement track is interesting. Delete that. And then bow draw is where we toggle it on. I think that will do what I want it to. Yeah, there we go. The arrow, I think I want the animation to be linear and not Bezier. Set this to discrete. No. Continuous circulation mode. It is. I mean, it's fine. This is just a prototype. Doesn't need to be perfect. Gotta remind myself that. So now I need to figure out aiming on this thing. Alright, so let's make a bow aiming. Actually, no, we'll put it in the Godot script itself. So let's export our look min look maxing. And we probably want to have a bool to invert. Vector, camera, X, X negative. And I might need to swap some of these pluses and minuses around. Actually, we'll make it an export so I can see it. Knocked my controller. Gotta swap the sign on both of these. Okay. And then so I'll probably clamp it between like 50 and -60. And then we'll say local. X is equals book input y times book speed delta annotation degrees equals amp. Hi Bray, how's it going? Set those, set them up to 5. Keep dropping my controller. That's way too slow. So let's set it to something really high. It might even be too low still. I might need to do some math to figure out how to get the arrows to arc the way that I want them to. But it's like, it's working okay. The aiming is real janky. But it's fun. So yeah, when you have the bow out, there's gonna be a couple different bow modes. There's going to be the over the shoulder aiming mode, and then like a lock-on mode. And so the lock-on mode is going to be more like when you're normally locked on, just the bow will always be aiming at the thing you're locked on to. Sometimes the arrow falls to the ground, I'm not sure why. Might just be because it's a long, thin object, and physics systems don't really like them. I should probably on the arrow, we'll say bar sleep disable. Let's just set it to 10 for now. And then in process physics, say if sleeping. And time that's equals delta, and then say if sleep time is greater than equal to the sleep time to disable. I'll just queue free. Else. So this should make it so after 10 seconds of being on the ground, the arrow should disable itself. I don't know if it'll also do it when it's in the target. And it definitely won't do it if the things are rolling around. But I think what I want to do is if sleeping or these, that'll handle the arrow being in the target. Theoretically. Yeah. Cool. And so that way we don't get our scene cluttered up with physics objects that may or may not be colliding with stuff. Ideally, I need to come up with an object pooling system so there's like a maximum number of arrows that can exist, and it will just reuse them instead of spawning and destroying them every time. That'll be better for performance in the long run, but that's a later optimization that a lot of systems are going to use. I made a little archery minigame. That's pretty fun. What other things? Okay, so I guess I need to start working on the character states for the bow and such. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I have an animation library from Mixamo that includes a lot of bow and arrow animations. So, Mixamo. I don't think I imported them in here yet. But I'll make a folder. I might just want to download fresh ones from the Mixamo site, because I don't know what mode the ones that I have are in. Let's see. Game assets. Mixamo. Longbow. I could just dump them in and see what happens. But I don't think I need all of them. So just gonna grab the ones I think I need. Grab this one. go to our character, wherever he may be. Here he is. Haven't touched him in a while. Alright, go in his animation player. It would probably help if I spelled things right. Bow, draw item. There we go. And then so there's him just like chilling with the bow pulled back. Yeah, so any of these animations are like specific to like walking while you have the bow out, which I don't care about. Same thing here. Probably should have just saved a bone map. This is not a looping animation. Is there really not a So a lot of the animation for the bow, it's gonna come from like layering stuff together. Okay, that's the one I want. Why is it called aim recoil? That's not anything. I want the names of the bow animations and the character animations to more or less match. Also not in the animation. So for the aiming, I think we're going to like be rotating his spine bone. There's a few ways we could do that. We could have a blend tree of the different aiming directions, or we could just manually rotate his spine through code. And we also need a bow attachment node. This will be bow attachment, and then we'll this is the left hand. We'll grab our bow. Stick it in there. That's like almost correct. We also need to add a in the equipment manager. We need to add the bow. Gonna have the bow unlocked by default for now. What all calls this? Does the bomb dropper do it? Or is it the interactor? This thing's gotten so complex. Interactor. It does have a thing referencing the equipment manager. only is doing the unlocking. Interesting. The picker upper. Yeah. It's accessing the unique name. Okay. So here, when we equip the bow, we will stow sword and shield. And then we'll say bow probably needs to know if it's equipped. Alright, I know this hasn't been a super long stream, but I think I'm gonna have to wrap it up now. I got a late start, so I will keep working on this on Thursday. So we're making good progress. We can shoot a target now, which is pretty cool. And we actually have animations here for some of this stuff. So yeah, we'll keep chunking away at this on Thursday. And I'll find someone for us to raid. Thank you so much for hanging out here. Let's see. We could raid Reb. We could raid Renee, although he's been going for a bit, so he's probably about to raid out. Or we could raid Aphrodite. I think we'll raid Reb. But yeah, thank y'all for hanging out. And I'll see you on Thursday, hopefully. Have a good rest of your week.